Hi, this is Cheryl at Sea Spirit Tarot. It's dark, and I have tried every single light combination I have, but I still have this light coming down from above. I've tried every light combination. I thought I would come on because, I'm retired and I can do whatever I want, and this is my job, the realization of Cheryl. It's my studies. So I watched the Historical, which is a magazine. I haven't ever seen it. Looks pretty cool. At Jennifer Ball's Witch House, she takes it, and she did this New Year spread. So I've had a real productive day so far. There's a few things I still need to do, but I thought I would stop and do a verbal reply to her. And it's amazing. I have put up so many videos, and I still get every time that, well, it's time to begin. So this is not easy for me. Okay, this is a 12-card spread. And I do have a few notes on some things because I'm using my Dion Fortune cards that are similar to the Thoth cards. So the first question is, what card represents my 2019? And I got the Five of Wands. Strife. Changes. Intense internal struggle. The battle of life. And I think that's pretty good because for the last 30 years, off and on, except for when I've quit nursing, I have been in an absolute battle of life. I've not felt that I was doing what I wanted to do. But most interesting, this card is Saturn in Leo. So I really feel this was karmic, that I had to use, and Pisces rules institutions and nursing and prisons, but it also rules filmmaking, creative arts. So I feel like with that South Node, whatever aspect of that South Node that I have in Virgo, my life really cut loose. And I became out of nursing. I had to be literally pushed out the door. I had 2 burnouts. Second one was a total burnout. First one was pretty total too. I sat around for months almost just staring at the wall. I was so burnt out. So anyway, 2019. Strife, internal strife, Five of Wands, Five of Wands, changes. And the changes came. What lesson repeated throughout the year? And I pulled this up but I think I can remember it because I spent so much time looking at it. The Three of Pentacles, material works. I swear this is karmic. I was in the material works for money. I did all the games that they said to play, the degree, the blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't ever satisfying. And a 3 is coming together in consultation, creativity. But 3 can also be flying apart. And sometimes I was just too hardcore, and I wouldn't let it fly apart. And again, I looked this up. That's why I looked it up. This is Capricorn energy. I did a video earlier and talking about the Council of Earth. I was using the god and mostly goddesses, so I only used Pan. But this is karma. I swear this was my karma. And it was repeated throughout the year. I was more stuck in the 3 and needed to fly apart to put new parts in to make the 4. What do I need to know to stop repeating these negative patterns? I need the sword of truth, justice. And there again, I'm going to say, I think I had karmic release. Because when that South Node got aspected, everything cut loose. I need to be more discerning in what I do. discerning to what is good for me. And one thing nice about being a crone is by the time you get to the crone, you really do develop a wisdom. And you look back on all those major dramas of your life, but they're not so important anymore. And even in the middle of those dramas, I would say, this is just a time. This is a dot on the timeline. As the timeline goes, it's going to be a smaller dot and a smaller dot and a smaller dot. But I still stayed stuck in all the Saturnian energy. So I need to use my sword of truth, my being, and make decisions on where I want to go now. And it's a time of my life. I'm in the twilight of my life, It's now or never. They say death is very orgasmic. I don't know. They say that the people on the other side are happier than the people on this side. But this is my school of Cheryl, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing for my self-realization. Okay. What was my greatest personal accomplishment last year? The King of Swords. I cut away and distanced myself from all that stuff that was making me crazy in the head. And whether it was my own victimhood or whatever, I was in my head. I was in my head. Because, like my daughter would say, Mom, it's just you that thinks that. But I think I've cut it away and I'm creating my kingdom. And my kingdom with the swords, the Rosh, the intellectual. But it is hard learning to talk again and conceptualize and to be able to speak forth my word, the word, from my throat chakra, the King of Swords. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. How can that be built on? The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords that was with the Princess of Swords sits on the throne of the Princess of Swords. I'm trying to remember. And holds all the 10 swords of using the mind in a beneficial way to manifest. So I'm going to build on the kingdom I have created with the Ace of Swords of a new beginning, of using my mind wisely, not stuck in victimhood, but to further my intuitive, intellectual pursuits and to be able to articulate the word out. Throat chakra and solar chakra. And I was just watching a thing a while ago. They're talking about this burning in Australia, actually activating worldwide solar plexus. Give me feedback if you know anything about that. What can I change to assure that 220 flows positively? The Eight of Swords. Did I pull something on that? I'm trying to remember. Eight of Pentacles. Nope. The Eight of Swords. And they have it here, shortened force. This is being in my head. Being in my head. I could have sworn that I pulled that. I have rocks in my book for bookmarkers, huh? Well, that's okay. But I was too much in my head. I imagined everything. I was delusional. And I stayed trapped in my cage of my own making. So, I need to be aware of this. I need to be very aware and not let my mind go there. Because that affects all of our consciousness. If I let my mind go there, it affects other people who let their mind go there. It reinforces them. Don't feed it. Don't feed it. What is my weakness? The Queen of Cups. Well, I probably have an eating disorder. In the past, I've done substances. I can sit all day and stare at my cup like the Rider-Waite, where she just stares at her cup in a dreamy way, and let my mind, as a Pisces, just take me on out and around, and thinking deeply. And also, it's a cup of caring and love. And I've spent in victimhood, I guess, with my feelings hurt, because I give my cup of love, or always have, until I locked up freely and all accepting. Everybody was just a diamond in the rough. But I needed to use more of that justice of discernment and that sort of truth. Both are in that stack that I've just come through. What is my strength? The Hierophant. The Hierophant is a teacher. The Hierophant brings messages, here we go again, above to below, down to us. Teachings are teachings that he feels that we are capable of understanding for the masses. It is balancing also my body. It is how I balance myself in society. And it is also the teacher, which is actually, I'd say his main thing is he is the teacher. And he often does this by setting up rules. I need to set up some boundaries. So society can move smoothly through them, or so I can move smoothly through. And as you see, most of mine has been in my mind and my heart, my mind and my heart. Air and water. That just is there's a Neil Young song about you are a hurricane. What is my weakness? I have the Page of Cups, except that that's a disc. Page of Disc. I know I marked that one. The Page of Disc, yeah, I remember it. The Page of Disc rules the 4th, 5th, and 6th house of the zodiac. So that would be Leo, Virgo, and Libra, I believe. But if I take this, there's my great knowledge I'm imparting in my teachings, huh? I'm learning. But I'm not going to stop and look in the book, because I'm not going to slow down the video. Is I need to take action with my pinnacle. I can't just be all talk and no go with my pinnacle. I need to move that pinnacle forward into what I am doing, which is why I'm doing this video. What is my weakness? What is my strength? Here we have the Page of Wands. Now this one I know is Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So there again, I'm using my sword of intellect. I'm using my earth to make a firm foundation. And I'm using my Mars in Aries to do many new beginnings here as I decide what I'm going to do. Also, Aries, remember, is I exist. I exist. It also deals with the body. I'm working on everything. I have been a vegetarian. I've been macrobiotic. I've been eating meat lately. This last shopping trip, the only meat I bought was fish. I don't know if that's the answer. I know that my body feels a lot better. What is my restrict me? I'm off on my cards. What's my goal? My dreams, reality. What advice do I need to be aware of? What will restrict me? Yeah, the strength was a hermit. I mean the Hierophant, the teacher. I don't feel like a very good teacher. I can't. After all those focused in that nursing, I'm having so much trouble. I really thought I was going crazy. I really did. But actually my mind's coming back and I'm more expanded. It's coming back. So what might restrict me is here again, this walking my talk. getting it going, you know? Don't just hold that disc out there, Cheryl. Get on here and do it. What advice do I need to be aware of? Action. This is the same thing. Where the disc is making something material, but still the talking stage or formative stage, as is this wand of Sun Soul Source. As is this wand that I need to not just be talking about what I'm going to do, but I need to do it. And I guess that includes the thing like quit wasting my time like the Queen of Cups staring at my grail, and actually go look again and find an editor to do on my YouTube videos. Go back and fix my PayPal button that I screwed all up. I haven't even put a description on my banner page, or whatever you call it, my home page. But then again, I'm not doing this at this time to create customers. I'm doing this as my own learning to me. It's a good excuse to be stagnant, huh? So, are my dreams a reality? The magician, yes. But just to have the knowledge or the tools, or have meditated for 100 hours, sing gold to the temple, that doesn't do anything if I don't take action, which is what those last two cards specified. The problem with the magician, and you see him in a lot of decks like this one, is there's no movement in the magician. So, and what is my goal for 2020? The 8 of Pentacles. To develop this craft, to live on the income I have, to do some creative endeavors. So some of these crafts are going to do, I know you're not going to get rich on them, but they're fulfilling on a creative basis, and I might get a little money from them. But most important is this is a Virgo card. What is prudence? Prudence. So here's really interesting. Prudence holds faith, hope, and charity. Those were the 7 virtues, and then faith, hope, and charity are 4 virtues, and then these make 7. I can't remember. See, it's not all conceptualizing in my head. But my South Node was in Virgo, and Virgo is in health, Virgo is in work, Virgo is in discipline. So I need to take some of that energy of that South Node released and be using it for 2020. And the 8 of Pentacles, of course, is a perfection of your craft. So I just came on to do that because it's fun. Now I have to go do something productive in another way. That was a verbal response. For a New Year's spread from the Esther Oracle to Jennifer Ball's Witch House. If you might like to use it, that is where I got it. And I can put her link below if I can remember to do that. Anyway, I'm going to load this. Wishing you a blessed evening. It's been raining here since last night. The island in the rain. Cups, cups. There I am sitting there with that Queen of Cups. Lost in the rain. So I think I'll get up and do something. Blessings to you all. Thank you if you sat through this. Much, much appreciated.